Hi there, David Hope-Jones here from the South of Scotland Destination Alliance. This is your December 2024 update on what we're doing right now to support tourism in the south of Scotland. I've just finished chairing the last in this series of 14 locally led destination development meetings. You'll remember we've divided the south into 14 areas, and every 6 months we go to each of those areas and we ask the local visitor economy businesses, what are your priorities? What are your hopes and dreams? What should we be doing to support you guys to succeed? I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who turned up. Each of those 14 meetings had an average of 20 businesses coming along. That's hundreds of businesses turning up and getting involved. Decisions are made by those who turn up. Thanks ever so much, and I look forward to sharing the minutes of all 14 of those meetings, and we'll be back in February to all 14 areas as well. What do I want to share by way of my update this month? Of course, the biggest news in the last month in tourism in the south of Scotland was that £400 million was secured on the bonds market for the largest tourism proposition, the largest investment there's ever been in the south of Scotland. Scotland's first centre parks is going to be built on grassland just over there in a few years' time. That is going to create 1,200 year-round permanent jobs in our visitor economy. Also about 800 in construction. That's a salary bill of 30 to 40 million pounds going into the pockets of the people of Hawick, of Jedburgh, of Selkirk and Galashiels, and that's going to transform our high streets. It's going to give young people opportunities and reasons to stay in the south of Scotland. About 350,000 people ultimately will be visiting that park a year. We're developing a partnership with Centre Parks UK to try and get maybe sort of 10% of those visitors to bolt on a stay here in the south of Scotland, and that will transform business for so many. It's going to generate about £100 million a year on site and about 27 million off site for other businesses, so hugely exciting. I want to say huge congratulations to our national Thistles winners. Brilliant night last week to the Globe and to Wigtown in D&G and to Trimontium and Cross Keys, Ettrick Bridge, winning Best Pub second year in a row. Really, really exciting times. Congratulations also to Annadale, who now have their 10-year whisky, and it's absolutely delicious. What have we been doing? Media, we've had 12 pieces in the media over the last month with a combined reach of 151 million. Brilliant piece in the Herald earlier on this week on page 3. Fantastic, great coverage with the Lonely Planet and with others. We're doing a big piece of work on workforce development. Deputy First Minister's asked the SSDA to write a report essentially on what are the skill gaps in our workforce. That's even more important given those 1,200 new jobs being created over there in the next few years. We're going to be sending out a survey asking your views, your challenges, your priorities with regards to developing the workforce, and I'm working closely with the 2 colleges and the 2 councils to look to make that investment and develop the workforce that we need tomorrow, today. What else? The Tweed Trail is continuing to move very well. 113-mile walking route and cycling route from Moffat to Berwick. Contact Neen if you want to be involved in that. Sarah's done fantastic work with Burns Tourism in the last month. If you're in the centre of Dumfries, you'll see Burns Tourism taking over all of the sort of empty, vacant plots there. Those shops are now Burns branded. Get involved with, get in contact Sarah if you want to get involved with that. Travel trade, if you want some free training on how you can benefit from travel trade and then have your travel trade product promoted at each of the big expos across the UK, contact Morag or Yvonne in our small team. And equestrian tourism, contact Gowan if you want to be involved in that. We're going to make the south of Scotland the horse tourism capital of the UK. On advocacy, we're really pushing very hard on some safety issues around timber transport on the A708. That's the Moffat to Selkirk Road. Contact me if you want to be involved in that. I wrote to the Deputy First Minister this afternoon following our fantastic meeting a few weeks ago, essentially asking the Scottish Government to use some of the capital money that they have from the UK Government budget to support a tens of millions of pounds proposition in Stranraer on the East Pier, but also here in the Scottish Borders, a very major proposition looking to build the National Tartan and Tweed Centre here to leverage our textile history. So we look forward to working with the Scottish Government and the UK Government as we make bold and coordinated asks for capital investment in the south of Scotland. I'm doing a piece of work, mediation piece of work with Tour of the Borders, which is of course a signature cycling event in this part of the world, engaging a lot of the local businesses that are on the route. We're doing a lot with brown signs, as you'll know. So many businesses have said, brown signs, for God's sake, let's get them fixed, let's get them sorted. Both councils have committed. We're doing a full audit of brown signs, and all businesses, all our members will be able to feed into that. We're doing a piece of work on paths and trails that very much came from asks from businesses in our locally led destination development work meetings. So essentially getting more and more cycling and walking paths visible on Scotland Starts Here. There's a brilliant interface, if you can find it on Scotland Starts Here, that shows you where all the paths are, but we're going to make it much more visible. If you want to be involved in that, please contact me. I want to flag 3 consultations you should be feeding into. D&G has a consultation on public toilets, feed into that. Historic Environment Scotland has a new chief exec. They've got a consultation out right now. Feed into that if you want to influence the abbeys and the castles and stuff like that. The National Park, of course, that survey, that consultation by Nature Scott Galloway National Park is running until Valentine's Day, 14th of February. Please, please feed in. So what can you see coming up? Next week, I'm going to be announcing a really major proposition in the heart of the Galloway Forest Park. By the time you're watching this video, it may already be out. Very exciting, but I can't say just yet. We're also going to be announcing the results of our initial tourism survey with regards to Galloway National Park. We're going to be supporting, of course, those off-season events like Monteviot Lights, like Big Burn Supper, and others. In January, we're going to have a major announcement around the Stranraer East Pier proposition, the next phase of that, pushing it forward to the next bit of investment in that. Save the date, 19th of March. That's when the big conference is happening in Peebles. I'm hopelessly over time. My apologies. Lots of energy, lots of exciting stuff to report back on. Scotland Starts Here.